Good morning and welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Oh, that feels good. All right. We're out here at 4 Points by Sheraton on Airport Boulevard. And we do have an audience, but we're also coming to you via virtual, which is wonderful. My name is Mary Ann Atwell Hardy. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here, and I'm going to start today, as we always do, and that is to get us all centered, to get us all quiet, move around in our chairs, whatever is going to help you feel grounded. This is a way that we can prepare ourselves to be open to all that we will experience and hear this Sunday morning, and also to prepare the space for what comes next. So I'm going to start off with a reading, which is a form of contemplative prayer, as we practiced last weekend at our meditation retreat. And so I'm going to do a reading, and then we're going to get quiet for about 15 minutes. I'm reading, it's not unique to her, but from Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, who we're going to be talking about on Wednesday nights pretty soon. And since our theme for the month is bold, be bold, daring greatly to me is much the same thing. So she starts her book with the phrase from Theodore Roosevelt's speech, "Citizen in a Republic," sometimes referred to as the man in the arena. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself or herself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So, putting on your sit up tall, be bold, get quiet, and we'll just listen to some soothing music for about 15 minutes. And awareness that we can dare to do great things. As God is always moving through us, with us, behind us, supporting us. There is nothing we can't accomplish. So I invite you to just, if you're ready, slowly come back into your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers, raise your eyebrows, whatever kind of helps you wake up. And I thank you for participating in the meditation this morning. As I said, it prepares us and it prepares our space. So we will reconvene in about 15 minutes. Thank you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me.
Great one. Thank you, Heather, for doing those. Good morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Whether you are joining us here in the sanctuary at 4 Points by Sheridan, or you have invited us into your homes through the power of live streaming, we are very glad that we are gathered together on this absolutely stunning and beautiful day. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the privilege and honor of being this community's spiritual director. My preferred pronouns are she and her. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that honors all paths and promotes global transformation through personal transformation. We are a spiritual community that can support you as you strive to enhance and expand your personal relationship with God. A spiritual community in which you are respected and accepted just for being who you are. A space and place for inspiration, insight, and revelation, as well as loving support to grow into your highest and best self. You are welcome no matter where you are on your spiritual path. We are part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a global community of over 450 centers, teaching chapters, and focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Centers for Spiritual Living is a positive and practical philosophy, faith, and way of life that is dedicated to transforming lives by providing powerful spiritual principles and practices for our individual lives and for exploring new possibilities to assist the world to become a world that works for all. So again, we're very, very glad that you are here. I have a couple of announcements that have to do with June, and the first is that we are celebrating June 12th. And for those of you, besides my sister's birthday, just in case she's listening today, June 12th is Loving Day. Now, Loving Day marks the day when the U.S. Supreme Court in 1967 unanimously ruled in favor of Mildred and Richard Loving, making states' laws against interracial marriage unconstitutional. So thank you to Mildred and Richard Loving for their foresight, for their dedication, for everything that they had to do in order to really right this wrong. And so thank you to them, and thank you to the United States for making it unconstitutional to be against interracial marriage. Malcolm X says, when you are dealing with humanity as a family, there's no question of integration or intermarriage. It's just one human being marrying another human being, or one human being living around and with another human being. Maya Angelou says, love recognizes no boundaries. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. And another announcement about June is that June is Pride Month. Woohoo! When the world's LGBTQ plus communities come together and celebrate the freedom to be themselves. Pride events welcome anyone who feels like their sexual identity falls outside the mainstream, although many straight people join in too, simply because it's a lot of fun. Now, the original organizers chose this month to pay homage to the Stonewall uprisings in June 1969 in New York City, which helped spark the modern-day gay rights movement. Alice Walker says, no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. Dr. Seuss says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And A.J. Willingham says, I've been thinking about the difference between tolerating and celebrating. When you tolerate someone, it is as if you are forcing yourself to acknowledge they exist. But when you celebrate someone, You're letting them know you actively appreciate their existence. They bring something of value to the world just by being them. So let's raise our hands out to all LGBTQ people that identify as LGBTQ and to all of their followers. We see you. We know who you really are. We celebrate you. And we love you. Thank you for being on the planet. And so it is. Now, this last weekend, we held our annual meditation retreat at the St. Francis Springs Prayer and Retreat Center, and it was magnificent. Yes? Magnificent. I would like to thank everyone who participated in the weekend for their participation, for their consciousness, for their willingness to go deep, for their openness to be vulnerable and to share from their hearts, for their love, and for their laughter. It was an amazing experience because of each and every single one of you. Today's flower dedication is from me, and it is dedicated to all of the facilitators of the weekend. To Heather Abbott, Marianne Atwell-Hardy, Ava Ingram, Carol Cross, Brianne Staggs, and to Brian Lotman, the traveling monk that facilitated our kirtan. Your extraordinary love for this community was evident in your dedication and your commitment to each and every session, to each and every moment of each and every day. From the first planning meeting to the restoration of the space at the end of the retreat and our individual drives home, you held the community in your hearts and in your prayers, and the demonstration was an incredible experience for everyone. I could not have created this without each and every single one of you. Thank you all from the fullness of my heart. I love you. And speaking of thank yous and love, I would like to thank Marianne Atwell-Hardy for a beautiful meditation, for really expanding the container that our service will unfold within. So thank you, Marianne. And now I just invite everyone to please stand and sing our opening congregational song, You and Me, by Eddie Watkins Jr.
Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Yeah. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. All right. One life living is you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
Happy Pride Month. I will have to say that I do certainly enjoy the feeling that I'm getting this morning. I started off slow today, but I feel good now. I feel really good. So glad to be here. So glad to be a part of this month. My husband and I was sitting there, and it sounds like the month is all about us. Okay, we're gay. Hey, and yesterday my neighborhood gave us Yard of the Month. So it's a good month. So, hey, out of 324 houses, that's a big deal to us. So anyway, we are here to do the announcements, and I'll start. Our Wednesday evening services throughout 2024 are called Beyond Sunday. Please join us at 7 on Zoom. The link is available on our Wednesday newsletter or on our website. During the month of June, you are invited to join us as we dive deeply into the inspiration of Tricia Hershey's book, Rest is Resistance, a manifesto. Okay. From the founder and creator of the NAP ministry, Rest is Resistance is a battle cry, a guidebook, a map for movement, and a and a field guide for the weary and hopeful. It is rooted in spiritual energy and centered in Black liberation, womanism, somatics, and Afrofuturism, with captivating storytelling and practical advice, all delivered in Hershey's lyrical voice and informed by her deep experience in theology, activism, and performance art. Rest is Resistance is a call to action and manifesto for those who are sleep deprived, searching for justice and longing to be liberated from the oppressive grip of grind culture. Reverend Betty Harris, okay, Amy Ludwell, and Jamila Kelly will facilitate the conversation.
Just need this one, I think. Nice, Jordan. Okay. Spirit Speak Boutique, owned and operated by our beloved member Eileen Proctor, is partnering with the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living to make available a line of short sleeve t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies in a variety of colors. The garments have our logo on the front and are a powerful affirmation statement on your back. A portion of all the sales is being donated back to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Eileen at spiritspeakboutique@gmail.com or 919-526-0206.
Okay. Okay. It is not too late to join Carol Cross today following the service as she facilitates the second workshop in her new workshop series, Spiritual Journaling Through the Seasons. In this series of 4 workshops, one inspired by each season, you will learn why spiritual journaling is such a powerful tool for connecting our daily human experience with the higher knowledge of our inner divinity while designing a journal practice that fits you and your lifestyle. Each one is a standalone lesson, so you don't have to have done our Spirit Spring Blossom Within workshop to attend this one. The second workshop is called Radiant Reflections, a summer spiritual journaling workshop. In this workshop, immerse yourself in the warmth and abundance of the season, harnessing its energy for inner transformation and spiritual renewal through the process of journaling. The workshop will be held here at 4 Points by Sheraton following service from 12 until 3. Each individual workshop costs $30. The future workshop dates will be September 8th and December 8th.
Okay. This is an invitation to explore your psyche within an expanded state of consciousness through neurodynamic breathwork. On Sunday, June 23rd, Brianne Staggs will once again facilitate a group session of conscious breathing, as it is also called. Conscious breathing has been recognized as a powerful tool for the personal growth for thousands of years. Join us for a session and discover the benefits of breath work within a safe and sacred group container. The event will be held on Sunday, June 23rd, following the service from 12:30 to 3:30. The suggested fee is $45 with a sliding scale is also available. Registration is required before the workshop. You can register through info@trianglecsl.org.
Okay. And last but not least, and it was no accident that I got the longest announcement. So,
That's what happens when you look at it before. You get to
okay. I am so excited to announce our annual friend and fundraiser, Gourmets for God. Gourmets for God is a unique community builder and fun fundraiser for our center. Throughout the month of June, we will be accepting hosts and events. The events are created and hosted by TCSL people. They involve inspired meals and other activities of all kinds, such as casual picnics at sunset, elegant meals with charades, fun food-related outings, cooking class, a craft-related event with lunch, and more. Gourmets for God hosts sponsor and host events that can be simple or elaborate. Some hosts provide pizza and others use their own unique passion and creativity to provide culinary delights. No cooking skills required. Costco and BJ Warehouse cook well. It doesn't have to be fancy since it is just for fun and the joy of being together and making new friends. But don't let that stop your creativity. If you are an experienced chef or a genuine foodie, hosts can sponsor more than one event. Perhaps you can cook and your friend has a special talent. Pair it with a co-host to offer a distinctive event. Complete a separate host registration form for each event. Once your potential dates are determined and your plans are fully developed, please submit your host registration form beginning today through Sunday, June 30th. To avoid scheduling 2 or more events on the same date and time, please secure your event date now. If you wish to check on any calendar dates, contact Heather. Okay? Then throughout July, we will facilitate a silent auction. The silent auction begins on Sunday, July 7th, and ends on Sunday, July 28th. If you participated in other silent auctions before, you most likely bid to buy the whole event. Okay, this didn't sound right for a minute. Okay, yeah, I had to reread that. It just didn't sound right, but it was right. Okay, okay. In Gourmets for God, you're bidding for a seat at an event. If the event hosts 6 people, then you're bidding for one of 6 seats. You can also bid for more than one seat if you plan to take a spouse, partner, or friend. Anyone can bid, and there is no limit to how many events you can bid for, and you do not need to be a TCSL member to participate. Then comes the events from August 8th through November 17th. Be on the lookout for more information through the constant contact. And thank you all so much for your attention. Okay?
All right. Put on your super person stance. Our what? Power stance? Whatever you want to call it. It works. Because the theme for the year 2024 is a grand rising. And our theme for the month of July is holy boldness. And Reb Dusty's message today is fired up. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement, which is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. with the energy of unconditional love. Simply, we are here for God. So take that energy and quiet it down a little, go inside, hold on to it. It helps us get ready to settle in, to open our hearts and minds to what will follow. So I invite you to listen to the sound of the crystal bowls. Let them wash over you and continue listening until
you to bring your attention back into the room. And to take a deep breath. And I invite Betty Courier to come and help with the candles. And while she's coming up, we celebrated marriages of all sorts this morning. I would like to say that my husband and I celebrated our 65th last week. So I'm proud, real proud. So, okay. Okay. I pointed. Okay. Please welcome Betty Courier, who will be assisting us this morning with the blessings of all people. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way, as represented by this ceremony. Whether this is your first time with us, or your 1000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just the way you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just the way you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between. You are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are a straight cisgender man or woman, or you identify with the LGBTQ plus community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side, or toward the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country, or came here from another land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are married or single, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force of your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And thank you, Betty. Yes. Yay.
I've done it, and I'm a quick learner.
There you are. Isn't it amazing? Okay. Now, I invite you to close your eyes as we take a moment for an invocation. I know that we gather here this morning in the presence of God and as the presence of God. There is no place where God is not at any time in any situation. And so I'm simply grateful for the presence of all of you here together, either in this place or out in your homes. We are grateful for your presence, and I know that there was a blessing for you in this service. I speak a word of blessing on Betty Courier, who assisted with the lighting or with the putting forth of the candles. I'm so used to the candles, I'm sorry. But grateful for that. Grateful for Carol Johnson, Cindy Johnson, who is here and will bring songs to us very shortly. I speak a word of gratitude for Martin Ludwell and for Heather Abbott, who are keeping the service moving forward through the use of our technology. And especially for Reverend Dusty Rippelmeyer, who will bring us the message this morning. I'm grateful for the presence of each person here, and I know that we are met together with love to be stimulated, to be inspired, and to simply be together for this time. With gratitude for all of you, with gratitude for the presence of God, I speak this word, I let it go, and so it is. Okay. Our reading for today is from composer and author Robert Raines. He says, "To go with the flow of your life is to live without a map, to be vulnerable to having your plans changed, your heart broken, your dreams unfulfilled. It is to trust that God is in the rapids of change as well as in the rocks of community. It is being able to stop digging your heels in against the tide of tomorrow. It is exercising a suppleness of spirit in which you respond to the nudgings and promptings of grace moment by moment, day by day, in a kind of lovemaking with life." And I would like to introduce Cindy Johnston, who will bring us a song.
Gonna have something weird happen today. Okay. No sustain. What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? Would I believe that the wind always fill up my sail? How far could I go? What would I achieve? Trusting the instinct in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of the seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, with the voice of courage whisper in my ear, I am brave enough to move ahead, where true believers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step will I take today? 'Cause I am brave. 'Cause I am brave.
I love that song. Cindy, thank you so very much. Beautiful. Let's give her another round. So, have you ever been really fired up about something and nothing could convince you otherwise? Yes. Yes, absolutely. This is what is meant by the talk title, Fired Up. So fired up is used in emphasizing a particular action or a feeling or a state of being, and typically means excessively or extremely, right? While it's commonly used to convey intensity or enthusiasm or excitement or energy or motivation, the phrase can have different meanings depending upon the context in which we use it. So, for example, we could be fired up about something that really brings us great joy, or something that we are called to share with the world. However, we can also be fired up about something that brings us frustration or annoyance. We can be fired up about something we feel is unfair or unjust or just plain wrong in our eyes. So take a moment, just take a moment as you're sitting here to think about a time in which you were all fired up about something. Just bring that to your mind's eye and feel the feelings. And as you think about it now, can you feel the fire and the passion coming back up within you? Yeah. Just thinking about it. So our imagination and our recall really can bring it and the drive behind it back to us again and again and again every time we just think about it. But where did that fire come from initially? Good question, I'm told. I'm off to a good start, I guess. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So for me, thinking about that answer to that question takes me back and reminds me of the CSL theme of the month, Holy Boldness. Now, last Sunday, I said that boldness means a lack of hesitation or fear in face of risk or danger. Or it could be the refusal to be held back by the opinions or the judgments of others. Or it could be the quality of going beyond the usual limits of conventional thought or action. And then when we add that little word holy, when we preface boldness with holy, to me it means that something is ordained, that it is divinely ordained, and not only ordained but actually supported and guided and fueled and funded by God. So when we take the two words together, holy boldness is the fire in our soul that propels us into action. The fire within is the knowingness of God. It is our connection to our divine source. It is our oneness, our wholeness, our passion, our calling. But by whatever name we call it, it is that which innately propels us forward into action. The more we nurture our deep and abiding oneness with God, the deeper our awareness of that connection grows. And the more we are able to recognize it and tap into the insight that is always available to us. As we learn to trust in this relationship that we have with God, and learn to really trust that insight that comes to us, we may feel a fire begin to grow within us. A fire that urges us into action. When we recognize it, lean into it, and allow it to move us into action, the fire of God will fire us up from the inside out, and anything and everything is possible.
Amen. Yes, yes, yes. Woo.
Holy boldness is allowing divine knowingness to bring us the conviction to walk boldly and confidently in a sacred manner. The bottom line is that we're fired up. We are fired up because we know a secret. And the secret that we know is that God is. God is, and not only is God is, but it is also the right action and the abundant supply in all things, in all arenas of our lives, in each and every single moment of each and every single day. If you're here, we know that secret. If you're watching, we know that secret. There's a powerful good in the universe, and we can use it. Reverend Dr. Michelle Sunshine Coleman says, this knowingness is a reassuring comfort that provides the compass of direction, the light within the darkness, and the reassurance that everything is going to be all right, regardless of appearances. For me, when I'm all fired up, I experience the energy of enthusiasm and passion. It bubbles up from within me, and I become excited and energized. I get kind of all wiggly and animated. I become focused and grateful. The word enthusiasm is described as a strong excitement or a strong feeling of interest in something that we like or enjoy. Now, the word actually originated from two Greek words, en, which means in, and theos, meaning God. So in God, and has evolved to mean manifesting the Spirit within. Enthusiasm, manifesting the Spirit within. I love that. I love that for us. Enthusiasm is essential for living a meaningful life. It's not what we do in life, but how we do it. When we are inspired, we are open to new connections and have new thoughts and new ideas. By engaging in life with genuine enthusiasm, we can interpret the people and the experiences in our lives with new meaning. We don't have to stay stuck. We can reframe and create new meaning, which in turn can make a big difference in our overall quality of our life. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, once said, enthusiasm is a state of mind that inspires and arouses one to put into action the task at hand. Enthusiasm bears the same relationship to a human being that steam does to the locomotive. It is the vital force that impels action. Being enthusiastic means having a certain zest for life. It is showing interest in things that we do and getting pleasure from them. It means having a positive, active, and motivated attitude rather than a passive one. Enthusiastic people feel alive and enjoy the present moment. They feel worthy and valid. They have clear ideas, and they make choices based on how they want to live and what they want to achieve. They recognize what's important and what isn't relevant, and they do not let other people influence their choices. Enthusiastic people are determined to see beyond the obstacles or the challenges that they are experiencing. They feel fear just like everybody else, but they face it, lean into their inner wisdom, and do what is theirs to do. Amen. They often leave their comfort zones in order to fulfill their dreams. Enthusiastic people are grateful for their gifts and talents. They value their skills and abilities. They tap into the power and presence of the divine. They trust in a universe that is always for them, and they possess the faith of God. Not just faith in God, but the faith of God. Earl Prevet, the author of How to Turn Your Ability into Cash, argued that enthusiasm is your soul in action. He says, enthusiasm is one of your greatest assets. It is better than money, power, or influence. With enthusiasm, you become the master of these. Combine enthusiasm with faith and initiative, and you can move mountains and achieve results unheard of. Enthusiastic people are responsible, and yet they still find the time to have fun in everything that they do. They get satisfaction from what they do because they enjoy doing it. The enthusiasm that they feel translates into a creative energy. The best thing about enthusiastic people is that they spread enthusiasm to everyone. Their energy is infectious. We all want to be around them. There's a story that speaks to this about a company that was hiring salespeople during the demand of the internet boom. Now, every week, a new group of hires would have to present internally to the company executives. Right? Sounds kind of scary, right? So the body language of the new hires as they made their way up to the stage to present spoke volumes about their future success. Most trudged up to the stage with their heads hung low, as if bowing before the firing squad. It was no surprise when their delivery fell flat, catapulting them into a short-lived career of tepid mediocrity. But one new hire separated herself from the pack immediately. Upon hearing her name called before the committee, she let out a war cry that could be heard across the auditorium. All heads turned in the direction of the war cry as she made her way down the central aisle. And then, without hesitation or embarrassment, she did a full head-over-feet cartwheel with a twist. Once on stage, she delivered the pitch with as much gusto as she did the cartwheel. Most of it was technically incorrect and full of factual errors, but it didn't seem to matter. Everyone loved it because so much of her heart and soul came through in the delivery. One employee immediately turned to his boss and asked him what he thought, and the boss replied, "It was pretty terrible. But I think she's going to be a rock star." And then he added matter-of-factly, "Never underestimate the power of enthusiasm." The bottom line is that most of us are not cut out for cartwheels, or at least not anymore. But we can still demonstrate how much we care. And it might inspire someone else to care just a little bit more. Enthusiasm takes a village. Some days, we just don't have it in us to be that jolt for others. Some days we just don't have it. We may need to step back and get the nourishment that we need and allow others to step up and be the inspiration. However, when we have it, even if it's just a little flicker, the invitation is to let it shine from within us. Let it raise us up and to raise up others around us. Enthusiasm can forever change a person, a company, a community, and the world. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with all your might. Put your whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic, and faithful, and you will accomplish the object. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Vince Lombardi, the legendary football coach, once said, if you're not fired up with enthusiasm, you'll be fired with enthusiasm. You hear me? Now, this statement captures the essence of enthusiasm. It speaks to the crucial role that it plays in our life. It suggests that if we lack enthusiasm and fail to ignite that fire that is within ourselves, we will experience consequences that we might not want to experience. The underlying truth is that we can be fired up both by external and by internal motivation. External motivation primarily comes from external forces, hence the name. I'm trying to make this easy on everybody. Such as pressure from others, societal expectations, or the fear of repercussions. Now, it is a driving force that can push us forward, but it lacks the sustainability and the genuine passion that comes from within. Now, on the other hand, internal motivation emanates from our deep-rooted desires, from our aspirations, from our inner wisdom, and from an unyielding determination to be a part of something greater than ourselves. It is this internal fire, this enthusiasm that allows us to endure challenges and setbacks and ultimately leads us to living a life that we love to live. Relying on external motivation is similar to a fire that's extinguished in the absence of fuel. Our drive diminishes. However, when we're fired up with enthusiasm from within, we possess an unstoppable energy. An unstoppable energy that fuels our actions. We become immune to the external pressures that might extinguish our flame. It is this internal spark that propels us forward toward innovation, toward growth, and toward evolution, not only for ourselves individually, but for our community, for the world as a whole, collectively. When we approach our life experiences with unyielding enthusiasm, our commitment becomes unshakable. And the obstacles that inevitably arise, right, on this human journey, those obstacles that inevitably arise become mere stepping stones on our path to our highest and best. Coach Lombardi's quote is a wake-up call, inviting us and urging us to examine our own lives and to reflect upon whether or not we are truly living them with enthusiasm or simply drifting along, being battered about by the challenges, by the winds of chaos, by the ever-changing needs of everyone around us. To truly embody enthusiasm, we must identify our passions, understand the intrinsic value that they really hold for us, and constantly stoke that fire within. Passion is defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as an intense desire for or enthusiasm for something, a strong inclination toward a self-defining activity that people like or love or find important or in which they invest a lot of time and energy. When one thinks about passion, it is often that driving force that takes over. Passion pushes us through the difficult times. It's the one thing that keeps us going regardless of whatever hurdles lay ahead of us, and the thing that fuels and refills us when we are feeling depleted. We all have the ability to create whatever kind of life we want. And the secret to living the dream is hidden in our passions and what we say and do because of them. Hidden in the way we enthusiastically live our lives. Our inner voice, the voice of the divine within us, is that part of us that knows what's up. It's that part of us that knows what to do at all times and in all situations. When we can get quiet and listen for that voice, it can and will inform us of what we need to be, to know, and to do. The good news is that it's available to us at all times. Whenever we check in with this voice, we will get a reliable answer. May take a minute, but we will get a reliable answer. Asking and receiving the answer, we are able to identify the things that give us a deep sense of fulfillment, the things that give us deep joy, or the thoughts that begin to direct us in the direction of our passion. Marcy Smirnoff says, when you're clear about your passions, you are lit by a fire inside that shows you what to do in each moment. You are led to inspired action. You know what you want to do in life, but you may not know how it will happen. Inspiration will lead you to the how. So the invitation today is for each of us to really embrace the notion that life is far too precious to be lived without enthusiasm. That life is far too precious to be lived without passion. The invitation is for each of us to choose to align with the God of our being, to tap into its wisdom, and to choose to ignite and sustain that fire within us. The invitation is for each of us to know who we are, whose we are, and what's available to us. To nurture that inner sense of passion, enthusiasm, and fire. And from this place, we are fired up by Spirit and ready to live our best life. From this place, we feel like anything is possible, and we are ready to tackle whatever life brings our way. From this place, we have an attitude of zest and zeal for life. We're fired up. We're ready, willing, and able to do whatever needs to be done. And nothing, I mean nothing, will stop us. And so it is. I felt a little fired up, y'all. All right. So I just invite us to close our outer eyes and to turn within for a brief word of prayer to anchor this conversation. Closing my eyes, I recognize that power and presence within me. I know that it is there. I know that I am one with it. I know that I can never be separate from it, for it is that which created me. I am its divine manifestation, its ambassador here on the planet at this time. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely the truth of each and every single person here at 4 Points today, everyone who has invited us into your homes live or will watch this later, all sentient beings on the planet. Wherever we are, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness. And it is from this place of unity, of oneness, that I speak these words about and for each of us this morning, truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation. And that there are times during this human journey that there will be challenges, there will be struggle. And yet what I know is that in the challenges, in the struggle, God is there. God is everywhere. There is no place where God is not. And so it is right there in the struggle, in the challenge. And I claim ease and grace for us around finding that space, around reframing the experience, around reframing our relationships, and allowing that spark of the divine, that fire within us, to fire us up, to bring that truth to us, to bring it to the forefront of our minds and our conversations and our hearts, and allow ourselves to be out there with it, to speak our truth, to walk our truth, and to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are always guided and guarded and supported and loved as we do so. That fire is there for a reason. It is ours to bring forward. Each and every single one of us have a slightly different fire. And every time we talk about it, every time we bring it up, every time we share it with others, we are bringing it to the world. We are doing what we came here to do. So allow yourselves to be fired up. Allow yourself to find what it is that you are passionate about, and to know that it is divinely ordained. That truly we are here for a reason. I'm so grateful to know this truth, to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. That even now, as we sit here, we feel that fire within us. There is that within us that knows it, that feels it, and as we continue to develop our relationship with that aspect of ourselves, we too will know it, and we too will step powerfully into bringing it forward. And so I release these words into that law, letting go and letting God be God, and I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. 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 It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love and warmth in the Greater Triangle area. Together we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give. They are here on your screen or on your screens at home. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. Text the word GIVE to the following number, 919-629-9148, or you can mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. I now invite you to please place your hand on your heart with your gift or an intention for the community or for yourself, and we'll say our affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. And now let's please be generous with our welcome of the awesome Cindy Johnson back to her piano.
I don't know how to describe it to you. I don't have any sustain. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace, with skies of blue and clouds of white. Bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? I think they're really saying, I love you. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join me, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. Oh, brotherhood of man. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Imagine just imagine. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Okay. If anyone would like prayer, please go to the website at the Triangle Center for Triangle Center for trianglecsl.org, which is on the home page. There's a button in the right-hand corner. There you go. And if you click on that button and fill in the form, we'll get the prayer and we will pass it out to all of the ministers and practitioners. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication for anyone, for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@triangle.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyrippelmeyer.yahoo.com. Okay, in the comfort of your home or here, I invite you to stand up and let us do the affirmation. This is a call and response, so please repeat it after me. With meaning, they say. Okay. Life invites me to live with gusto and verve. Life invites me to live with gusto and verve. I choose to live large, and my experience is a reflection of that choice. I choose to live large, and my experience is a reflection of that choice. As I work in partnership with Spirit, all things are truly possible. As I work in partnership with Spirit, all things are truly possible. This sacred audacity fuels me to reach, stretch, and thrive. This sacred audacity fuels me to reach, stretch, and thrive. I am unrestrained, liberated, lifted, and ready to take on anything with faith. I am unrestrained, liberated, lifted, and ready to take on anything with faith. I am fired up and ready to live fully. I am fired up and ready to live fully. I am unstoppable in God. I am unstoppable in God. And so it is. Oh, just let us take a moment, have a seat. Well, just stand right up and help me. All right, let's go. Woo. Let us take a moment. I invite you to close your eyes as we say a benediction. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity to listen to Reverend Dusty's talk about the wonderful things that we need to do in our lives and how things will be better if we do. Let us just simply go forth knowing that we are blessed, knowing that we are one with each other and with the ultimate, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much for being here today or for inviting us into your homes. Thank you to Cindy for her beautiful music, for all of the volunteers that created the experience that we've had today. Thank you for everyone. I love you all. Have a great week.